once more. Don't build your house on the sandy land. Don't build it too near the shore. Well, it might look kind of nice, but you'll have to build it twice, though you'll have to build your house once more.
You better build your house upon the rock. Make a good foundation on a solid spot. Well, the storms may come and go, but the peace of God you will know.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Thursday celebration here in the penultimate week of term. This is our last celebration like this. Next week we have our special end of term celebration that we have each term, so that's something to look forward to, but it won't be quite the same as this. We are now getting ready as well, aren't we, for all of the fun things next week. We've got people recording bits and pieces ready for the carol service, which will be next Friday in the afternoon, and we've got the Key Stage 1 and early years, the reception class, the owls there, are practicing for their nativity play, and we'll have a sneak preview of some of what they're up to at the end of the celebration today. We've got a nice little song they've been practicing this morning that we managed to film, so we will have a look at that to finish our time together. We're going to move straight on to all of the things that we've got to celebrate. So moving into the Owls class first thing, as well as practicing all of their plays and the songs and things, we have been doing some work as well. So well done to James C for being a responsive chameleon. He's made his own name snowman, listening really carefully to the instructions. The snowman has got a lovely hat and scarf. Really well done, James, that's super. And then we've also got some work here from Layla. Layla's been a reflective swan. She's thought carefully about the equipment that the people who help us need, and has then stuck those pieces of equipment in the correct part of the table all by herself. So that's really good independent work there, Layla. Well done. And you cut out the pieces, those pictures all by yourself as well, I understand. So that really is a super effort. Well done to you. And then well done to Ewan for being a resourceful bee. He read the words in his book by blending the sounds carefully together, as well as reading the words that he already knew by sight. So really well done to you, Ewan, for carrying on with your reading there. Excellent. Moving into the Squirrels class with Mr. Goldsack Marsh, we've got two pieces of work here. So this is Layla and Rose B. And Mr. Goldsack says, in science this week we've been looking at the importance of looking after our bodies and how food helps us to grow. Rose and Layla were excellent at knowing the difference between healthy and unhealthy food and created fantastic healthy lunches. Well done to both of you. And then moving on to Jack B. Here's some work from Jack B. Jack has been a super writer this week. We've had to write descriptive pieces of work about a snowy setting, and Jack was able to use his non-negotiables brilliantly. He mostly started with capitals and ended his sentences with full stops. He used adjectives and verbs to make his writing more interesting for the reader. Mr. Goldsack says his favourite line is the line where it says, "The pretty snowflake floated into my mouth." Beautiful. Very well done, Jack, to you. Now, we've got a special star's actually been sent down with the work on today from our hedgehogs. Hedgehogs have been busy filming, so we haven't got any pictures to see, but we do have a superstar here. So two people on the superstar. We've got Hester, fantastic writing in her setting description, and Izzy Izzy showing super effort in her Show What You Know reading booklet. So those two were very well done to Izzy and Hester. Moving into the rabbits class, so we've got Millie and Imogen for great resilience in maths. Well done to you. We've got Pandora and Sophie for being responsive, using their initiative and being helpful, particularly around the classroom. We've got Sophia for writing a thoughtful grace that reflected her understanding of the Trinity. And we've got Toby for a super piece of artwork depicting the baptism of Jesus. So very well done to all of you. Moving on into year 4, here we go. We've got Matilda, great resourcefulness this week in applying all of her learning to a superb piece of writing. We have David for applying great resilience in his written work this week. Florence for reflective ideas on the Christmas story in RE. and Jack for being responsive, particularly to the ideas in Newsday Tuesday this week. Now, moving into Year 5, we have some DT work here, some Greek temple models. I'm not quite sure whose is whose, but we've got Asher, Jessie Lee and Isabel especially picked out for hard work in DT on making their models of the Greek temples. And finally, but by no means least, into our Dias class, Year 6, Mrs. Gill writes, Year 6 are currently involved in random acts of kindness. They're trying to do as many kind and helpful things as possible at school and at home without being ostentatious about it. If you spot any of Mrs. Gill's lovely piplings doing something kind, please do tell them. This week in RE, they started thinking about why God would come to earth as a baby rather than as an adult. The whole class fizzed with excitement about what Christmas means to them. Well done to Bailey, Noya, Bella, Max and Fraser for expressing so clearly the love that they feel for their families. Christmas focuses that love as though Jesus was the very best birthday present. Felix, Rose, Harry and Fred have completed some excellent research for their design technology cushion projects, and we look forward to seeing those when they're finished. I was in the class yesterday and we were having a good go. I saw lots of stitching going on there, so that was really good. Moving on to our readers this week, our Lexia readers. The pupils who've met their targets are Xavier, Grace, Annabelle, Daisy, Kevin, Eleanor, Jake, Edie, George, Matthew, Harry, Alex and Matilda. Well done to all of you. And our top 3 readers this week, the ones who've completed the most units, are Alex with 24 units and then Xavier and Edie both on 16. So really well done to all of you. Now, we've been busy with sport as well this week. It's been a busy week altogether, really. So we'll start off with a match report from Mr. Stokes. Here is the team. So on Monday, our Year 5 and 6 football team got together for the very first time and played against Downton Primary School. The match was brilliantly competitive, with the score finishing 1-1. The team showed resilience to come from being 1-0 down to draw the game in the end. Jessie Lee nearly won the game for us with the last kick of the game unfortunately hitting the crossbar. It was very unlucky. Well done to Harry for scoring, and well done to Ian, Jasmine, Jessica, Jacob, Toby, Jessica, Bailey, Raf, Ethan and Jessie Lee for taking part, and a special mention must be made as well to Asher and Charlie for refereeing the game. Well done to all of you. Now we've got our Sports Star of the Week. I'm not the sports star in that one. This was last week, wasn't it? The end of last week. I was in reception class. Anyway, Mr. Stokes has chosen Layla from Key Stage 1. So Layla's worked extremely well in PE, not only last week, but for the whole of the term. Layla's improved her balancing and her jumping skills. She also gained confidence in exploring different types of equipment. Well done, Layla. He didn't put well done, Mr. Thought. That was unfortunate. I thought I did quite well in that lesson, but never mind. Well done, Layla. We worked well as a team, I thought. And then in Key Stage 2, we have James P. In last week's PE lesson, Mr. Stokes was really impressed with James. Year 4 were playing 4-way bench ball. Bench ball results in working together in a team to get everyone on the bench by throwing the ball and by catching. James's teamwork skills were superb, and his throwing and catching was really well controlled. So well done to you, James. Now we've got a couple of team point certificates to give out this week. We have bronze awards, 50 team points to Chloe and to Daisy, and I'll come down with those team points certificates for you shortly. Now our quote here for the week, it says, "We rise by lifting others, by making others feel better about themselves, by doing those acts of kindness that Year 6 are on. By lifting other people, we lift ourselves up as well." So I'm going to finish with a prayer, and then we're going to see a little excerpt from the Nativity play, which we'll be able to enjoy next week. So if you'd like to join with me in this prayer, please do just close your eyes. Dear God, thank you for this exciting time of year where we've got so many things to get ready for. We've got our carol service and our nativity, and we've got all of these wonderful things that we've been able to celebrate that we've been up to this week. Please help us in all the busyness to remember to be kind to others, to lift others up, and to encourage them in all that they're doing. Amen.
Take care, everyone, and stay safe.